What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Inks podcast. This is our first episode. I've been getting a lot of requests for this story, so we're about to get it popping. I got
Let's
a special
go.
guest here, Santa Maria's very own Sosa.
Young Sosa up in here, bitch.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So today's story, I've been getting a lot of requests for a while, and like I said, I think it's time I tell it.
Let's go.
And just so you know, it's gonna be about how me and my chick met. Long story short, we're gonna try to get it a little shorter, but yeah. So let's go back to 2008, 2009.
Damn. It's a long
While
time
ago.
ago, bro.
We've been together fucking a long time. So anyways, let's start off with where I was. I was in Santa Barbara County Jail. Santa Barbara County Jail doing, I think I was doing like 6 months. And I was about 3 months in, 2 months in?
Yeah.
2 months in, because I had just turned 18. They got me on my 18th birthday. Chilling there doing time. And it was Saturday. My grandma came to visit me. And my grandma was the only one that would ever come visit me. The only one that would answer her phone. The only one that would take care of me. When I was out, I lived with her. But anyways, my grandma came to visit me. And at our visit, it was a really good visit, but it was a good visit, but it was different.
Why?
Something about it, let me tell you. So, this visit, she kept telling me to get out, do good, get your shit together, and she specifically said, "Get yourself a good girl," because I had a girlfriend that she didn't like.
I knew it.
I had a girlfriend that she didn't like at the time.
Yeah.
And she said, "Get out, get a good girl, and come live with me again. Don't do drugs. Don't do none of this shit." And I'm like, "All
Typical
right, don't
grandma,
worry."
you know?
Yeah. And I was like, "Oh, don't worry, yeah, when I get out, I'm gonna do good, whoop-de-whoop."
Yeah.
And she was like, "All right." And then I started asking her, like, "What are you gonna do today? What's the plan?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm going to a family wedding in Lompoc." And I'm like, "All right."
You know what they say about Lompoc, right?
What? A lot.
A lot.
And fucking and so I'm like, oh, all right, cool, and I'm like, I started telling her, oh, tell this person I said what's up, tell this person I said what's up. She's like, all right, I will. And then I asked her, like, hey, are you gonna come tomorrow? And she's like, yeah, I'll be here tomorrow. I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna come back tonight.
How often would she visit you?
Every weekend.
Damn.
Never missed a visit.
From where to where? Where would she drive from?
Nah, she only lived like a mile away.
Oh, then
yeah,
that's
because I was in Santa Barbara County Jail and she was living in Galita. So she would only drive a mile. Yeah. But she was never late. She was always the first one there to visit. She never missed a visit. She was good. Grandma really held it down. And that goes back to like juvenile hall, Los Prietos boys camp. When I was in camp, she was the only one to come visit me. So anyways, always on time. She was the first one there. At camp, you could bring your own home cooked meals. She would bring me some bomb shit. Yeah, fuck yeah, it was bomb. Candies. She would sneak me her phone sometimes to call my girlfriend or call my cousins.
Risking it for you.
Yeah, for real. And then anyways, she was like, I'll be here tomorrow. I'm gonna come right back, tonight. But I'll be here tomorrow. And I'm like, all right, Amma, I love you. Drive safe, be careful, I'll see you tomorrow. And she's like, all right, I love you. And then she got up and walked off, and I just stood there just watching her leave, because they have to get on the elevator.
Yeah.
And I just stood there watching her leave, and she got on the elevator, turned back, and I waved at her. And fucking, she got in and took off. And then I went about my business. They took me back to the cells, and I was just chilling, going about my day. Next day came, and I woke up because I woke up a little early because I knew I had a visit.
Mm-hmm.
So I got up, started doing my routine, drinking my coffee, chilling, and and the visit, the cop, the CO came with the papers saying
Yeah.
who has visits. So they started calling off names. I'm usually the first one, and he started calling off names, and he didn't say my name. In the first couple ones, he didn't say my name. In the middle,
Start
and then
sweating.
yeah, I started sweating. Towards the end, he had like 2 papers left, and I'm like, oh shit,
Here you
you know.
go.
And then he gets to the last one, and he didn't call my name. He didn't call my name
Damn.
at all,
Stood you up, bro.
and I was like, what the fuck, like, nah, that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
She does not miss. She's never late, and if she was not gonna make it, she would have told me, like, I started thinking like, oh, maybe she fucking stayed the night in Lompoc at my aunt's house or something,
Well, you probably thought the worst, low key.
Well, at first I was thinking like, nah, nothing crazy because she went to a wedding with a bunch of family,
Yeah.
So I was thinking like, nah, maybe she stayed over there, or maybe she woke up late, got here late, and they didn't let her in because I know they're dicks at the door. If you're a minute late,
They won't
let
let
you in.
Damn, that's
and so
wild.
I was like, no, but she's never late, She's never late. She's always on time. Every single time. Like I said, she's the first one. And so I was tripping, like, what the fuck, trying to think. And I would have called, but I didn't have no money to call, like, and so I was like, shit, I was tripping. The visitors went, and they came back from visit, and I was asking them like, hey, did your because there was some dudes in there that knew their moms knew my grandma.
Yeah.
And so I asked them like, hey, did your mom see my grandma? And they're like, nah. And they said she wasn't out there. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, maybe she just couldn't make it. She stayed. I was thinking the worst already, starting to think the worst, but then I was like, nah, I'm tripping. A couple hours later, I'm trying to brush it off, but I can't. I'm like tripping still. Because, like, this has never happened.
Mm-hmm.
She never, ever missed a visit. From juvenile hall, camp to county, never missed a visit.
I had something similar happen to me like
or
that.
late. Yeah.
And that's probably like where your anxiety comes from. Is like, for me, like one time I was in the swap meet, right?
Yeah.
And I was just chilling, walking around. I was probably like 12 years old. You look around and you don't see your parents.
Right. Tripping.
You start tripping.
Yeah, tripping.
That was me.
Thinking I'm lost.
For probably how you felt, bro, low-key.
Nah, yeah, I was, dog. I was tripping. I was even talking to the homies in there, and they were like, nah, you're tripping, dog. Like, relax. Like, she's probably not. She probably just couldn't make it.
Mm-hmm.
I explained to them what she was doing, where she went.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, she probably just stayed the night over there. Stop tripping. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. That's true. And then, like I said, I was doing 6 months, and I had like 2-3 months down. I had 3 more to go, 3 or 4 more to go. And so I'm chilling, and out of nowhere, the CO walks up to the cells, and he's like, hey, Arzate, get your shit together. You're going home. I'm like, what the fuck? What? And he's like, get your shit together. You're going home. And I'm like, what do you mean?
It's like, nah, not yet, bro.
Yeah. And he's like, hey, yeah, roll your shit up. You're going home. And I'm like, all right. Me thinking that they fucked up or something. I'm like, all right. I'm not going to argue.
I'm not going to act all sketch,
Yeah. I was thinking they fucked up. I'm like, oh, they messed up and something went wrong and they're letting me out on accident. So I was like, and the homies were even like, hey, just go with it.
It's their fault.
But then I got all my shit. I gave away all the stuff that I had. And fucking I was walking to the front. And when they walked me to the front, they put me in a cell. And I could talk to the officers in the office right there.
Yeah.
And I was asking them like, hey, what's going on? And they're like, oh, you're getting bailed out. And I'm like, what? They're like, you're getting bailed out. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Cool.
Ain't nobody gonna bail me out. Nobody gives a fuck. They're not gonna bail me out. What the fuck? I'm like, but that's weird. Like, why would they bail me out? I started thinking why they would bail me out.
But did you have an idea who bailed you out?
Nah.
You were just
because I couldn't think of who cared enough to bail me out.
Right.
To want me home,
It's like winning the lottery.
Yeah.
You're like,
real. Like, I never ever thought that would happen. Like, I would get bailed out ever, especially at that time because my life was crazy. I didn't get along with my parents too well, so I knew they weren't gonna bail me out for shit.
Dude, the bill, like, is the bill, like, how much time you got is how much more it cost?
Mm,
Or did it
I
just...
honestly don't know how that works. I know when you go in, the bail depends on your charge,
Oh,
how
what you
serious
did.
your charge is.
Mm.
And I think I was there for like fucking like an assault charge and like possession of stolen property or some shit like that. Yeah, some bullshit.
Run off.
Probation violation.
Yeah.
Something like that. But anyways, I was tripping. Like, what the fuck? Who cares enough to bail me out? Like nobody does. Like nobody
Yeah.
gives a fuck about me being in here.
I don't know who bailed you out.
And then I was tripping, thinking the worst. Like, what happened? Something must have happened
For
for
somebody
them
to
to
bail you
bail
out.
me out. Like
Yeah.
something serious, And the first thing I thought of was like my girlfriend passed or something. Like,
Yeah.
what? She passed away or something. Like, that's who I thought about. Because
Mhm.
why are they gonna bail me out?
Yeah.
It has to be something has to be connected to me for them to get me out. So
Right.
the first thing I thought of was my girlfriend. Like, what? Did she pass away and they gotta bail me out? Or something.
For what though? Just...
I don't fucking know because it's my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Let's bail him out. Poor guy. His
Poor
girlfriend
guy,
died.
yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
then
yeah,
I
yeah.
started thinking more like, nah, what the fuck? Like, nah, it's weird.
Yeah.
And so, I asked the officers again, like, hey, can you tell me who's bailing me out? And they were like, yeah, it says here your dad's bailing you out. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's weird.
There's no way. That must be wrong because me and my dad don't get along at all at the time.
Yeah.
At the time, me and my dad didn't get along at all whatsoever. So I'm like, there's no way. And they're like, yeah. And they showed me the paper. And I'm like, what the fuck? Now something serious had to have happened for him to be bailing me out because, damn, we don't even talk.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, what the fuck? And so on my emergency contact list on that paper,
Yeah.
it had my aunt's number. And so I called it on the phones there. The calls are free. So I made a phone call and I called her and I'm like, hey, tia, like, I'm getting bailed out. And she's like, oh, I know. And I'm like,
Why?
my dad's bailing me out. And she's like, I know. And I'm like, no, but can you come pick me up? Like, I don't want to go with my dad.
Yeah.
She's like, no, it's fine. Just go with your dad. And
Wait, he was there?
Yeah, my dad was outside waiting for me to get out. Because he was bailing me out, so he knew I was coming out, so he was waiting for me to take me.
That must be like such an awkward ride.
Oh, it would have been, yeah. But I was like, no, just come get me. And she's like, no, it's fine. Just go with your dad. Like, everything's okay. Just go with your dad. And I'm like, but where you at? I'll go to where you're at. Where you at? And she's like, I'm at grandma's house. And I'm like, all right, I'll be there right now. I'll tell my dad to take me over there. He's like, yeah, you guys are going to come over here right now. And I'm like, all right, I'll be there right now. She's like, all right, bye. Click. And then I'm like, fuck. I sat there for like another hour until they were like, all right, you ready? And I'm like, hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
And they walked me out to the front doors to release me. And I'm nervous as hell to see my dad.
Yeah.
I'm assuming my mom's there too, so I'm like, shit, I'm tripping, And then I'm like, fuck it, let's go. And so we go, and I'm walking out with like my envelope with fucking whatever the
And
drawings.
You were 18 at the time.
I was 18, fresh 18. And so I'm walking out of the double doors in jail, and they're like, all right, take care, man. I'm like, all right, thank you. I walk out, and I'm walking out, fucking, and I got a big old smile. I'm like, yeah, I'm out, but I'm kind of nervous,
yeah.
And so I see my parents' car in the distance, and I'm like, all right, and I start walking towards the car, and when I'm like halfway there, they get out of the car, and they start walking towards me, and I'm like, oh fuck, and like they get close enough to where I could see their face, and I could see something's wrong. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like at first I was smiling until I seen their face, and I'm like, what happened? Like
what was the first thing that you told them? Like
what happened?
What? So it wasn't even like, oh hi. Like,
nah, the first thing, cause I seen their faces. Like my mom was pale. My dad, I could tell. My dad was crying. My mom was crying. I could tell something was wrong because my mom was pale. My dad was kind of pale too, and like it wasn't like a smile or nothing. It was like serious, sad, upset. And the first thing I said was, what happened? Like, what the fuck? What happened? And the first thing they did was hug me together. And my parents never hugged me, especially at that time, fuck no, they would have never hugged me because they were pissed at
So
me that I was
you must have
busted.
been confused as
Yeah, I was
fuck.
like, what the fuck? And they hugged me, and I'm like, what happened? What's going on? You know? And they're like, they stayed quiet for a minute, hugging me, and then they back up a little bit. And I'm like, what happened? Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck's going on? And my mom's like, your grandma. And I'm like, what? What the fuck? And they're like, oh, she passed away last night. And I'm like, what? What?
Yeah.
And they're like, she passed away last night. And I'm like, there's no way. I'm like, no, there's no way. I literally was stuck. Like, what? What? The fuck? I just seen her a couple hours ago. There's no fucking way.
Was your grandma in California, or was she outside of California?
No, she was in Cali.
She was in Cali? Yeah. So she was close to you guys then?
Yeah, super close. That was my mama.
She
My
raised you?
grandma was my mama.
In a way?
Yeah, I would say she raised me somewhat, because I would always run away from my house when I was younger to go to her house.
Yeah.
And she would always take me in, feed me, take care of me,
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, dog, I was tripping, So my grandma was like my mom to me, And so as soon as they told me that, I was like, no, what the fuck? What?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like, what? They're like, yeah, she passed away last night. I was like, nah, there's no way. I couldn't even cry.
You're just shocked.
I was shocked. I
Yeah.
was like, nah, you can't believe it. I
Yeah.
was like, nah, I just seen her. What do you mean? And then I walked to the car with them, and I'm thinking, like, quiet. I'm thinking, walking, like, nah, there's no way. There's no way. And I open the car door, and my brother and sisters are in there. And I'm like,
Oh, shit.
what's up, guys? Like, what happened? And I hop in, and they're all sad. And I'm like, is that true? And then they all, like, yeah.
So they billed you for the funeral then, basically?
Yeah, pretty much, because they knew how tight I was with my grandma, Out of all my siblings, I feel like I was the tightest,
Yeah.
Because I actually lived with her for a minute. And so, yeah, my oldest sister that I sat next to, she's like, yeah. I was like, is that true? She's like, yeah. And I'm like, nah, there's no way. And so I sat by the window, and I'm sitting there like, nah, there's no way, nah.
And then you got the whole
couldn't even
car
cry
ride,
yet.
dude. You have the whole car ride to think
Yeah,
about it.
well, it wasn't even that far. It's only a mile away from her house, the jail. And so I'm like, nah, there's no way. It's quiet in the car, and I'm like, nah, there's no way. There's no way. You can't believe it.
Yeah.
And so we pull up to her house, and as soon as we pull up to her house, the front of her house, the car like slows down so my dad could find a parking spot, and I just fucking open the door and run out. And I run out and I jog all the way to her house. And as soon as I could see her house, I see a bunch of family outside. And then I'm like, what the fuck? And I keep running, and I go straight to the door. I open it, and there's a bunch of family inside, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I don't say nothing to nobody. I just walk straight to her room. And because I'm like, oh, if she's here, she's gonna be in her room,
You were still like in delusion,
hoping
yeah.
she was there still, And I walked straight to her room. I opened the door, and she wasn't there. And that's when it hit me. I was like, fuck. Started crying like a fucking girl, tripping. I was fucking tripping balls, dog. Fucking laid in her bed crying for fucking like an hour, dog, tripping. My dad came in. And like I said, me and my dad never got along.
Mm-hmm.
My dad came in, he gave me a hug. He was crying. And yeah, it was sad. It was really sad. That's why this story is really hard to tell. For me to tell, because it's a sad story.
But did the family acknowledge you as soon as you went in?
Yeah, but I ignored everybody and I walked straight in.
They're probably surprised to see you, or did they know you?
Nah, nobody knew I was getting out. Everybody was like, what the fuck? Hey, what's up? And I just walked straight to my grandma's.
Yeah.
And finally, I calmed down a little bit and wiped my face and shit and got myself together, And I was like, all right, well, let me go say what's up to everybody, I walk out to the living room and I start saying what's up to all the family and shit. And my part of the family, like everybody, they're all my family, but like the group of family members that I kick it with are outside, the troublemakers, the ones that like to drink and party and smoke. So I was making my way outside to like the cuts where they're all at, blazing and drinking and shit. And so, I say what's up to everybody. Everybody's hugging me, saying what's up, welcome home, whoop-de-whoop. And as soon as I step out of my grandma's house, like all my girl cousins, there's a group of my girl cousins right outside her door. Mm-hmm. And as soon as I step out, I see my cousin Nena. I see her, and I'm like, oh shit, what's up? And she's like, hey, what up? She gives me a hug, and we cried a little bit. Shed a couple tears together, hugging, and fucking and as I'm hugging her, like I look to the side when I'm hugging her, and I see there's a group of girls, like fucking 10 girls lined up on the wall right there. Her homegirls.
You were like, I gotta stop crying.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
Hopefully they didn't see me, bro.
Yeah. And so like I fucking after I looked at them, I see the one I like, and I'm like, oh damn. I'm all sad, crying, low key, and I'm like, oh damn. And so I turned and I'm like, hey.
You probably got some brownie points right there, bro.
I know, I probably did. She felt bad for me. I was like,
yeah.
oh. Yeah. And I was like, and I turned and I'm like, hey, tell your homegirl I said, what's up? And I'm wiping tears and shit. I'm like, tell your homegirl I said, what's up? And she's wiping tears like, you're fucking stupid. She's like, you're fucking stupid, dude. And I'm like, for real, tell her I said, what's up? And she's like, you're fucking stupid. She told me to tell you she said, what's up? And I'm like, we on.
Game.
We on. It's
Game
over.
Time.
And so I'm like, all right, cool. And so I turn around and walk outside to where all my boys are at. Mm-hmm. And I pass by her and I like look at her, like nod my head like, what's up? And fucking I walk to my group and I say what's up to everybody. We're chopping it up, and then fucking they all say what's up, and then I bring up the girl that I just seen. I'm like, hey, who is that? You guys know who that is? And then a couple of them like, oh yeah, that's so and so, And I'm like, damn, she's fine. I'm like, I'm gonna try to get her number. Watch. And then this fool was like, fool, I'm gonna get her number. This fool was like, nah, I'm gonna get her number. And I'm like, what the
fuck,
like,
you guys?
All right. And so there was like, no lie, like 5 of us that were like, what's up? I'm gonna get her number. Nope, I'm gonna get her. Nope, I'm gonna get her.
Who went first?
And so there was a few that tried to talk to her. And so we all bet, like, all right, what's up? Come on, how much you want to bet? I'll get it.
Let's go, yeah.
And I'm like, all right, I'll get it, watch. Mm-hmm. And one of my uncles was like, nah, watch me, I'll get it. Because I know her, He was trying to throw shit in my face, like, I've been to a game with her.
Yeah.
And I've fucking done this and that with her. In my mind, I'm like, oh, you guys probably went alone, so you probably got it. You probably got it, like, got it in the bag already. And then come to find out, though, she went with a group. And
he was just there.
Yeah, he just joined them.
It's like, hey, what?
Yeah. And so like he was trying to make his moves, trying to hit on her. And fucking picked her up at one point, and she's over here fighting to get away from him. And this guy went to try to hit on her, and so I kept like passing by to try to get her attention. And every time I would walk by, like her and her friends will
come together,
say something, make little remarks like, "Ooh, hey, what's up?" Or it's just stupid shit. So every time I'd pass by, I was laughing, smiling, and shit. And so I kept passing by,
Like the 20th time.
Yeah, I swear to God. Oh, I forgot water. Oh shit, I forgot my lid.
You need anything, Primo?
Yeah. I swear to God, I kept passing by just to see her. Mm-hmm. And so anyways, it gets nighttime already because it was early in the morning. It was midday when I kept passing by. And then now it's nighttime, like 9 o'clock. And she's about to take off. And so she's saying bye to everybody, and I see her saying bye, and so I'm like, damn it, like
that's it.
I never grew the balls to go say what's up, because I was like nervous and shit.
That's the worst feeling ever, bro.
Yeah, I know.
You're like, fuck.
Like I need to, but I can't, and then you miss the opportunity.
And you just gotta go home by yourself.
Yeah. And so I seen she was leaving, and I'm like, fuck, come on, I gotta hit her up. I got to, at least get her number. And I seen one of my cousins that was kicking it with all the girls. Yeah. I seen him, and he knew her very well, He knew exactly who she was. He'd been in her house, partied with them. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, hey, fool. He's like, what's up? Like, hey, do me a favor. I'm like, she's leaving right now. I'm like, meet her over there. Meet her when she's, like, walking home to her car. Meet her, like, right there. And when you're saying bye to her, call me over, introduce me. And he's like, all right. I'm like, all right, cool. And so I'm chilling with the homies, and I see him do all that. He stops her, hey, hold on, says bye to her. And he's like, you know what? Let me introduce you to my cousin. And he called me over. He's like, hey, come here. And I'm like, who? Me? Yeah, I played it off. I'm like, who? Me?
It's like, yeah, what's up, bro?
Yeah. He's like, yeah, come here. And I'm like, all right. And I start walking over there and shit. And when I walk over there, I'm like, hey, what's up? What happened? I'm like, what happened?
What happened, dude?
And he's like, oh, I just wanted to introduce you to my homegirl. Hey, this is so-and-so. This is my cousin, whoop-de-whoop. And he's like, as a matter of fact, I'm going to let you guys talk. I'll be right back. And he left us there. And so I'm like, cool, perfect. In my head, I'm like, perfect. And I'm like, what's up? You know, what's up? I'm so-and-so. And she's like, hi. And asking where she's going, why she's leaving, whoop-de-whoop. And
small talk, huh?
Yeah, small talk, keeping it short. And spitting the most game I've ever spat.
Well, what's the one-liner?
Fuck, I don't remember now. Shit, it's fucking been like 14
Dude,
years.
you remember this whole story?
Yeah, nah, but I don't remember what I said, though. I really don't, because, fuck, it's kind of like a blur what I said.
You're saying.
I know I said, what's up? I need the number. Shoot that.
You were like, what's up? I'm inked for that ass.
Yeah, I should have. Nah, at the time, I wasn't inked, though. I wasn't inked at the time, you know? And so anyways...
Just mocoso.
Yeah, straight up. I was something else at that time. So anyways, I was like, hey, well, let me get your number.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, all right. And so I'm like,
was there Snapchat?
Nah.
This is pre-Snap?
Yeah.
Facebook?
Early Facebook, I think. 14 years ago. I don't fucking know.
Damn.
I think there was Facebook, though, yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I think there was Facebook.
Would she give you her on her BlackBerry?
I think she did have a BlackBerry. Screen one, whatever. And she's like, all right. And she was trying to give me her number. And I was like, shit. I don't have a phone. I don't have a pen. I ain't got shit. And I'm like,
I'll give you my address.
Yeah, I swear. I was like, hold on a minute. Hold on, wait for me. And I ran over to my uncle, and I'm like, hey, fool, let me borrow your phone. And he's like, oh, right here. I'm like, I'm gonna get a number real quick. He's like, all right, here, go. And I went back, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna get your number on my boy's phone, because I don't have one. I just got out. And she's like, all right. I'm like, but I'm gonna text you right now. And so I got her number, and I texted her right then and there. Bam. I'm like, that's the number right here. So if you ever text me, just ask for me, you know?
Yeah.
And she's like, all right. And so I was like, all right, well, I'll see you later. And she's like, all right, then, well, bye, take care.
The after feeling?
Yeah, I felt good. I don't think I gave her a hug or nothing. No. I'm like, all right, then I'll hit you up. And she's like, all right. I'm like, all right, take care, have a good night. She left. And I'm like, yeah, walking off like, yeah, what's up, boys? I told y'all.
She's like, look at this, look at this.
Yeah, I swear, I was like, I told y'all. I knew I was going to get it. Come on. They're like, shut the fuck up.
You were shitting it the whole time.
Yeah, like, low key. What if she doesn't give it up? Yeah. Like the number. But anyways, right then and there, I started texting her. After that night, I went to bed at my grandma's house and shit. And
so you stayed at your grandma's?
Yeah.
That same.
Well, after she passed away, when she passed away, it was like she passed away November 8th. So we had that whole month because she had already paid for that month. Mm-hmm. So we had that whole rest of the month
to live there.
Yeah. She died on the 8th. I got bailed out on the 9th. And so we had the rest of the month. And so I had all that time to talk to her.
Yeah.
And so anyways, I stayed at my grandma's house. And I slept in her room. And I was texting her. And I had a nightmare, a horrible-ass nightmare one of those nights. And fuck, it was fucking insane-ass nightmare. And after that, I didn't sleep in her room anymore. I moved to another room. That's
ballsy, sleeping in her room.
Yeah, I was fucked, dog. This dream that I had was terrifying, dog.
She came to visit you,
Have you heard of Nah, it wasn't even her, though.
Nah?
Nah, hell nah. It was something else. Have you heard of sleep paralysis?
Yeah. Yeah.
This dream, dog, this dream that I had in there, I swear, I shit you not, it seems so real because I was sleeping on my back and I woke up, but I was stuck. I couldn't move, nothing but my eyes. And it was dark in the room.
Yeah.
And I look in the corner and there's I swear to God, dog, I look in the corner and there's a shadow over there. I'm like, what the fuck? And I could hear some like light growling. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm looking and they're like red eyes.
No.
Oh God, I get the goosebumps, dog, telling this story.
And you can't move. You're just
I'm stuck. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like laying there like, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. It feels like I'm awake though.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, what the fuck? I can't move. I can't turn. I can't even close my eyes, dog. And this thing comes out of the shadow and I'm like, oh, my eyes get wide open, dog. I'm fucking
Wait, you see it? You see it?
Yeah.
Or
this thing literally crawls on top of me. It's literally right here in my face.
No.
I fucking put that on my
Wait,
kids,
did you
dog.
feel it get on you? Or did
it
was
was like floating. Like, it kind of felt like it was crawling on me, but I didn't feel no steps, you know?
Yeah.
And it was like right here in my face, like,
You know what they?
oh my God, I was tripping.
You know what they call that?
What?
Cuando they say in Spanish, se te sentó el muerto.
Se te subió.
Se te subió
Yeah, yeah, el muerto. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, side story, I used to live in Vizcaya. One time,
yeah.
there's this dude that sells. He sells to the fields. You know, they have the trucks.
Yeah, the food
And
trucks.
yeah, I talked to him. I was like, hey, like, what's up? I was moving out. This happened about like 3 weeks ago. And he was like, yeah, dude. Like, when I first moved here, my son screaming nightmares,
Oh, damn.
and they didn't know why.
At the same apartment you were at?
Yeah, not the
Damn.
same one, but in that complex.
Oh, okay.
He's like, yeah, my son has nightmares. He doesn't sleep. He wakes up screaming.
Damn.
And we didn't know what was going on, so we
Yeah.
had the priest come and pray for the apartment.
Oh, shit.
And
Bless the apartment.
yeah. So
Damn.
they did. It kept happening. They had no idea, and then they went to the front office and be like, "Hey, did anybody die in the
Or something
apartment?"
happened? Yeah.
And they were like, "Yeah, in the one you live in, some people overdosed." In
Oh,
there."
damn. Oh, that's probably why. Shit.
Yeah, bro.
I don't know, dog, but this dream that I had fucking was insane, dog.
The fact that you remember it.
Yeah, I
Crazy.
remember it vividly, dog. I remember waking up. Like, it felt like I was awake, but I guess I wasn't. And after this thing screamed in my mouth, in my face, I could feel the tears coming out of my eyes. Like, fuck, and I couldn't close my eyes, and I was like, oh my, like.
How did you
like
get up
squeezing.
though after?
And the only reason I woke up is because I was fighting so hard to turn my head, and I knew if I moved just a little bit, I'd wake up. And so, like, I turned my head, like, fighting it really hard, and finally I was like, oh, and I sat up, like, it was daytime. It was like early morning.
No
sun
way.
Was out.
It wasn't even nighttime when you woke up.
Sun was out. It was morning, like
Dude.
9 and 8 in the morning. And I'm like, my chest was pounding. My heart was pounding, dog. I was sweating. Well, I was fucking, tears were coming out my eyes. I was tripping. And I was like, I had a really scared feeling in me, you know? And,
Yeah.
First person I called was my aunt that I called when I was in county, you know?
Yeah.
And I called her like, hey, tia, you know, this just happened to me. Like, what the fuck do I do? And she's like, oh, just, you know, relax, say a prayer, you know, just chill.
Get over it.
It happens, you know? And I'm like, fuck, what the fuck? Tripping, dog. Like, I wish I could have had my grandma there, you know?
That's a fucking crazy
And I
thing,
woke
bro.
up, and then I go out of the room to see who else is here. Nobody was there. Nobody was there. Usually there's somebody there, my uncle or somebody. Nobody was there, and I'm like, fuck, I need to get the fuck out of here. I didn't even want to go in the room no more. I stayed in the living room. I was fucking terrified. I turned on all the fucking lights.
If you go in there again today, would you feel weird?
Probably. Just because of that story. Every time I tell that story of that happening to me, I get the goosebumps.
That's never that didn't happen to you any
It
time
happened
after?
to me a few more times.
The same thing though?
Yep. A little different, but almost the same thing.
Oh, fuck
Yeah.
that, dude.
It's fucking scary, dog. Scary.
I had
Scary.
something similar like that.
Man.
But it wasn't like nothing got on top of me.
Yeah.
It was like I woke up in the middle of the night, walked past my daughter's room, and then there's something in the closet. You know, when you're like walking and you look and then you turn away?
Wait a minute, what the fuck?
Yeah, and then I went back. I was like, oh, it was empty.
Yeah.
But then I thought about it. I was like, oh, fuck. No,
Nah,
dude.
yeah. I hate the dark, dog.
Uh-uh.
Secret?
That's why
Nobody
you're drinking
knows, but I
coffee
hate the dark.
at 5:30.
Oh, I know, right?
That's why.
Probably. I do. I really do hate the dark, dog. Because of shit like that, I hate the dark. I've seen some crazy shit in the dark, you know. But anyways, back to the story. What happened? So, oh yeah, I'm at my grandma's pad. Spend the
Texting her.
night. That happens with that nightmare.
Yeah.
And I hit her up, and she fucking she shows up. She shows up, picks me up, and we go out and about. You know, she has a car. She's taking me out. And at the time, you know, when she started getting to know me, you know, like, I don't know if she kind of already knew or what, but like, I had no money. I literally had $0 to my name. $0 to my name. All the clothes I was wearing when I met her was from the lost and found in county jail.
Fuck.
Shoes. I showed up from the county with fucking shoes with no laces, busted ass shoes, and my uncle let me borrow some. So I was wearing some okay shoes, you know. And then and yeah, so she met me with like no clothes, no money, raggedy, shaved head, fresh tattoo on the face, you know, all banged out, you know, fucking yeah, she just met me and I was rough. It was rough when she met me, and I think she knew that that I didn't have nothing going on. So like, she would take me to Blenders and she would pay, and she fucking
You'd stand behind her.
yeah. I'd stand behind her like, yeah,
Thank girl.
yeah, for reals. Like, or like, we never really went out to eat right then, or actually, I think we went through a couple drive-throughs. She would ask me if I was hungry, and I'm like, hell yeah, and she'd buy me something. I think she got an idea that I didn't really have much.
Yeah.
And she still wanted to fuck with me. I was like, cool, and then after a while, my grandma's house kind of turned into a trap house with my uncles and cousins, and some of them did this, some of them like to drink, some of them did a bunch of things, have their homies over. Little by little, it started turning into a trap house, getting fucking crazy up in there. So every fucking couple of days, somebody would be getting down in the living room, or I'd be getting down with this guy or this cousin or something. We'd be getting into it, and all of us were out too. All of us had just got out of jail and shit. Some of them prison, and so it was crazy at my grandma's house after a while. It wasn't like the safe haven like it used to be. It was a madhouse. If you're walking in there, you better be ready to throw hands. And one day, one of my uncles got down with one of my other uncles, and like they got down toe to toe in the living room, and I don't know, it really hurt me. It really bothered me because like the one that I got and broke up the fight, the one that I grabbed, he was kind of tearing up, like, damn, it sucks. Grandma's not here no more. Mom's not here no more. Like, look at us, like, fuck, we're over here fighting and shit. We would never do this if Grandma was here. And it kind of hurt me, though. It hurt my feelings. I would say, like it kind of hit me, and made me cry a little bit. And I didn't know what else to do, but I texted her and I'm like, hey, can you come see me? And she's like, yeah, I'll go in a bit. And so she pulled up, and okay, and I walked back in the house, and I ended up getting down with somebody, with one of them, and fucking
For real?
yeah, I ended up getting down with one of them that was tripping, and so fucking it was just a fucking madhouse.
It's crazy how just like grandmas or women in a family keep the peace.
Yeah,
they'll calm you down for
yeah.
real.
No, I remember she would break up fights all day, or my cousin wouldn't dare
to disrespect,
in front of her, or shit wouldn't happen in front of her, and if it would, she would jump in that shit. Little old grandma, fucking
like,
yeah, straight up, and so yeah, like I was super pissed and like upset because of grandma not being there and her house getting destroyed and us boxing in the living room where we would never do that. Anyway, she came over finally. After that, she came over and she pulled up outside, and I went out there, and like I stood at her window, and like I shed a couple more tears, and she's like, "What's up? Like, what's wrong with you?" I'm like, "Nothing. I just got down with this fool, and I don't want to be here no more. Like, I don't. It's not even grandma's house no more. It's all bad." And she's like, "Well then, come on, get in, and let's go to my house." And I'm like, "Nah, like, you live with your mama, and she's not gonna like me. I don't want her to see me. She's in a trip, because I'm bald headed, all banged out. And so she's like, no, it's fine. Like, just come on, let's go. And I'm like, all right. And I went with her.
Yeah.
And I stayed in the car. She went in, and I jumped in through the window, spent the night with her, because her mom was in there sleeping. And I spent the night with her. Early morning, I got up with her, and she dropped me off back at my grandma's house, and she went to work. And we did that a few times, and then I would.
This is all within 1 year, still.
Yeah, this whole story is like within a month.
1 month.
1 month. Yeah, 1 month. And one time, me and he's my uncle, but he's also my best friend, Bugsy. Me and Bugsy, because he was homeless himself, staying place to place, broke, all bad, gang member, all that. Anyways, I took him with me to my grandma's house so he could stay there with me, with us. And one of my older uncles that had just got out of prison, he was there. And he didn't let us. We got in, and when we got in, he's like, "Hey, you guys can't be here. Like, this ain't a party house. This is my house now. Whoop de whoop." And he kind of kicked us out and shit. So I was like, "Damn, like what the fuck?" He's older than us, bigger than us, so we're like, arguing with him, but we're like, "Fuck it, let's jam then."
Yeah.
We went to a cousin's house, stayed there, and then like little by little, I stopped staying there, and then I started talking to this girl more. And then one day, the month was up, and they were like, "Hey, there's only a couple more days left,
Then you get
and
evicted.
then we gotta give the house back."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Shit." And I told her like, "Hey," I called her over. She pulled up, and I got in her car, and we were talking. And I was like, I told her after us hanging out for like 3 weeks, 3 weeks, yeah, about 3 weeks, because it was the 8th that we met. And I told her like, "Hey, we only got a couple days left to have this pad, and after that, I don't know what I'm gonna do."
Did did your parents, since they bailed you out, they didn't try to make you stay with them?
Nah,
Nah?
they knew I was gonna stay. They knew.
They didn't even ask you?
I don't remember, but nah, I don't think they wanted me up there, cause they would have took my ass.
Yeah.
But nah, um,
So it's kind of, they
yeah,
just kind of like, okay,
yeah,
you're
they
out.
just bailed me out, got me out, and then they ended up taking off, and I stayed.
You
I was
didn't.
18 already too.
Oh yeah, you were an adult. Yes.
Um,
Well, kind of an adult.
yeah, kinda. Uh, But yeah, anyways, I told her, and she's like, "No, like you can't leave." And I'm like, "I know, but I have to. I don't have nowhere else to go. The
Mhm.
only place I can go that I know I can go stay is in Lompoc." And she's like, "But you don't have a phone. How am I gonna get a hold of you?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I'll figure it out though.
Yeah.
Like somebody up there has a phone. Like I'll just borrow it." And she's like, "No, you can't leave." We had already kicked it and got super tight. Seeing
Mhm.
each other every day.
Were you guys dating? Yeah or
Nah, we
no?
weren't dating yet. I hadn't
Just
asked
kind
her
of.
out yet. We were just kicking it.
But
She
you
would
already spent the night, so you
Yeah,
were like
yeah. After like the second week of us kicking it, I had already spent the night with her. Like in the same bed, but I wouldn't like. No,
on
I
the
think I
floor,
slept on the couch
on
actually
the couch.
because
But if the
her.
mom
No,
was
no,
there,
no. Because the mom, I think something. I don't. Because I don't. I didn't touch her or lay with her after a couple like for
you
a
probably
couple
took the
weeks.
floor.
I think I did. I don't remember exactly, but
Because if
like
you're gonna hide from the mom, it's got to be in her
yeah,
room.
in the room. I think I did. I might have.
Yeah.
I think I might have slept on the
Unless you made
floor.
her take the floor and you took the
Okay,
floor.
yeah. Nah, hell, nah. I'll take the floor. I ain't tripping. But I probably did because I didn't want to touch her or none of that. Until she was comfortable. I didn't want to just jump in there and fucking hug her and
Yeah.
want to spoon. Nah, I was just chill, like, hey, all right, whatever you want to do, we can do. I ain't
Yeah.
tripping. I'm chilling. So anyway, she was like, she was sitting there and she was like, nah, you can't leave. Like, what the fuck? When am I gonna see you again? And I'm like,
Mhm.
fuck, I don't know. I don't know, but I'll figure it out. And she's like, no. And she sat there for a little bit. We sat there, and I'm like, fuck. I was kind of pissed and like upset. Like I don't want to leave this girl. I like her.
Mhm.
I had a girlfriend, and she was bad for me. She did me dirty while I was busted. She cheated on me, did a bunch of scandalous shit to me. So like, I was already getting off of that girl and
Yeah.
trying to focus on
Well,
this
did you
one.
ever talk to that girl within that time?
Yeah, I talked to her still. Like I would say what's up, but little by little, I started backing off of that girl and kicking it with the
She
new
probably
one.
tried to tap in with you though.
Yeah, definitely. She was trying to kick it. She would pull up to my grandma's house crying, like, "What the? Come on, what's wrong?
Why'd
What are
you
you?"
leave me?
And I'm like, "Nah, girl, you fucked
I
up."
only
Like,
did it because you were locked up.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm like, "Nah, girl, you fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
look at what you did to me. What the fuck?" Like, nah. And so, like, little by little, I'd kick her out. I wouldn't answer the door. I wouldn't answer her phone calls, and I was focusing on this girl,
Mhm.
because she seemed like a good girl. I could tell she was a good girl.
Mhm.
So, anyways, uh, when we're sitting in the car, she finally talks and she's like, "Why don't you come stay with me?" And I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "Why don't you come stay at my house?" And I'm like, "I can't do that. Like, you live with your mom. I
It's
can't
not
live
even her
with you.
house. Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?" And she's like, "No, it's okay. Like, you could just climb in through the window." And I'm like, or sneak in when she goes to bed. And I'm like, nah, like I don't want to get you in trouble. Like. And then again, I was like, and your mom's not gonna like me. Like, look at me.
Yeah.
Look at what I look like. I look like a straight criminal, gang member. Like, she ain't gonna like me. Uh, I was just thinking she was gonna judge me, because she was a white lady,
Yeah.
a normal white lady. And I'm like,
She
nah.
probably did too.
I know. I'm sure she. I don't know. She probably did, but I come to find out she wasn't like that. But me thinking.
Well, every mom's gonna judge.
Yeah, well, that's true. But like me thinking the worst, like, oh, she's gonna look at me and be like, what the fuck she doing with this? What the fuck she doing with this fucking criminal, this gang member? I was thinking the worst, and so I was like, all right, fuck it, like if you want me to, then let's go.
I said she was gonna spit on you. That's all fucked up, dude.
Oh yeah, that would have been fucked up. Yeah. Nah. So anyways, I told her I was like, all right, if you want me to, like, if it's cool, then yeah, I would love to, I don't want to leave. She's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, then let's do it. And then she's like, all right, well, go get your stuff and come on. And I'm like,
I don't have stuff.
Yeah, dog. And I was like, all right. And I turned and I'm like,
you walked out and then walked back in. I don't got it all.
Honestly, this is everything I got.
This is it?
Yeah, I swear to God, dog. It was hard for me to say it, but I was like,
you should just be like, I'm good with this.
Yeah.
I'll make this work.
For how long? Nah, dog. I remember. She's like, well, go get your stuff. Come on, let's go. And I'm like, and I was like, all right. And I turned like that. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
What am I going to say? And I'm like, honestly, this is everything I got.
You had nothing to say, bro. You couldn't play it off.
Nah, I was like, honestly, this is everything I got,
Yeah.
And she's like, really? And I'm like, honestly, yeah, this is all I got. And she's like, I was like, and this ain't even mine. This is.
I gotta go return it.
Borrowing it, And she's like,
yeah.
Okay, how about you run in there and ask them to let you borrow a change of clothes? And she's like, just tell them to let you borrow a change of clothes, boxer socks, tank top, shorts, shirt. And I'm like, all right. She's like, yeah, just go do that and come on, let's go. And I'm like, all right then. And I ran in there and I fucking asked my cousin, hey, fool, let me get some socks. The other cousin, hey, fool, let me get some boxers. Hey, let me get a shirt. Hey, let me get,
Yeah.
So I got something from like fucking each of them. I'm like, all right, cool. Hey, fellas, I'm out.
Let's go.
And I didn't even think I said bye. I just fucking
walked out. Just jacked their shit.
Yeah, I asked them. Or I probably did it. I don't know. Like, come on, let's go. But yeah, because I was like, damn, I'm trying to get the new shit. To impress this girl. I ain't trying to get the busted ass socks.
Fucking holes.
Yeah.
Your big toes popping out.
I'm like, I'm sure I'm going to take off my shoes, Like, I don't want my toes sticking out.
Maybe that's extra grip right there, bro.
Yeah. But anyways, I just walked out my grandma's house and left with her. Rode off into the sunset. And left with her, right? And we pulled up to her mom's pad and
were you gonna sneak?
Yeah, I was.
It wasn't gonna be like a
cool. I wasn't sneaking the backsliding door and shit. Or when she's asleep, I'll walk in through the front door,
It's the worst feeling.
But I have to walk past her room to get to her room.
Fuck that,
so I'm like,
dude.
fuck, what if she's looking? It's dark in there. What if she's looking? Like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Funny story to that story right there. But anyways, we get to her mom's pad and I'm like, all right, well, I'll just chill in here for a bit and let me know. Come get me and shit. And she's like, all right. I'm like, all right, I could stay in the car. I ain't tripping. She's like, no, shut up. You come in the house. I'm like, whatever you want to do, I ain't tripping. I'm comfortable here.
Yeah.
I can sleep in here. I've slept in cars a lot, so I wasn't tripping. Anyway, she goes in. 10 minutes later, she comes out like, all right, come on. She's asleep.
It's probably like 1 a.m.
And I'm like, no, are you sure? Like, I'll stay in the car. And she's like, shut up, come on. I'm like, all right. I want her to go, but I just didn't want to be like, all right, let's go,
Yeah.
I was like, all right, then. Are you sure? She's like, yeah, come on. And I'm like, all right, cool, let's go. And so we walked to the front door, and I'm like, all right, come on, I'll follow you. She went in, and I closed the door, and I'm like, fuck, man. Like,
feels weird not to be in your house, too.
Yeah, and it was awkward,
it smells different.
But it was warm in there, so I was like, oh, fuck, I was freezing my ass off outside, I was starving. I was like fucking dying.
So where's the fridge at?
Yeah, and so she was like, come on. And I walked straight into her room, followed her into the room. And I walk in her room and shit, and like, I sit down on her bed, and I'm like, what? And I'm looking around, and at the time, she had like a few, because she had a son. She had a boy, a little boy. And she had a few pictures of her son with her ex, her baby's dad, and like a few pictures of her, the baby, and him. And I'm like, I looked around, and I'm like,
So where's he at?
I'm like, all right. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't think anything of it because, I mean, I did.
Well,
I was like,
wait, did you know she had a kid?
Yeah, I knew she had a kid.
Okay,
'Cause she
so
had
you
brought
were
the
you
kid
weren't
over.
walking in like
Nah,
without, you know.
nah. I knew she had brought the kid over a few times. And I didn't really trip on the pictures too much because I didn't know we were gonna go. Like
Yeah.
I didn't know we were gonna be in a relationship or anything like that.
Yeah.
We were just friends at the time.
Yeah.
You know, we were more than friends, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so I'm like, all right, fuck it, whatever. You know, I'm just there chilling and shit, and then she walks in and she's like, all right. She's like, are you hungry? And I'm like, fuck.
Like, nah. Yeah.
I'm like, nah, I'm good. And she's like, are you sure? Are you hungry? And I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. I swear I'm good. In my head, I'm starving, dog. I swear I haven't even ate all day, dog.
Yeah, you got a couple
My,
of noodles?
my grandma's not there, so nobody's buying food. Nobody's
Mm-hmm.
cooking. You know, there wasn't shit at the house no more. You know, and like I said, I had no money, so I couldn't eat, you know. And so she's like, dude, are you hungry? I'll make you something. Or we got chips. We got a bunch of shit. I'm like, I'll take a bag of chips then. And she's like, you know what? Come on. Come with me to the kitchen.
But dude, how in the middle of the night?
Yeah. Nah, it was like 10 o'clock. It was like 10
10.
o'clock,
Yeah, but
11.
that's still early, dude.
I know, at the mom went to sleep like at 8, 9.
Huh.
Yeah. And so I'm like, all right, you know. And so I went in the kitchen with her. And
Mm-hmm.
she opened up her fridge. And I was like in shock, dog.
You're like,
Because
"God
of
damn.
how much good shit there was in there.
Haven't seen ketchup in a while.
Yeah. Oh, I swear to God, I remember when I first opened the fridge and the cabinets, I was like, what the fuck?
I only seen this in movies.
Damn, I swear, dog. It felt like I was at the liquor store, grocery store or something. Bunch of different types of sodas, bunch of chips, cookies, fucking frozen foods, burritos, all that good ice cream. I was like, damn. And like I seen something I liked and shit, and she's like,
Are you like that?
gave me a bag of chips. She's like, what do you want? You want anything? And I'm like, nah, just can I get a Capri Sun? You know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, go ahead. You know, and then she's
Hey,
like,
that's my son.
what do you want? Yeah. Like, what do you want? And I'm like, nah, I'm good, I'm good. I was like, fuck. She's like, are you sure, dude? Come on, get whatever you want. I'm like, can I get one of those? One of the
She
frozen
probably just seen
burritos.
you like holding. You were like, "Oh, fuck."
Yeah. Yeah, and I was like, can I get one of those frozen burritos? And she was like, yeah, you want one?
The Monte ones.
Yeah, fucking bomb, dog.
Gas.
And she was like, you want one? And I'm like, yeah, yeah. And she made me 2, and I'm like, fuck yeah. You know, she hooked me up a whole plate with chips and 2 burritos
And a
and
Capri
ranch and
Sun,
tapatio, Capri Sun. Fuck, she set me up, dog. And then she had like Otter Pops in there. She got me a few of those. And we
Damn,
went
dude.
into the room, and I was sitting there, fucking killed the whole plate, dog. That shit was empty.
She's
The only
like-
thing on the plate was a Capri Sun empty.
She was like, "Where's my burrito at?"
Yeah.
She's like, "I made one for me."
I made one for both of us. Yeah, damn, that would have been fucked up, huh? I mean, it probably was. I don't know.
Low-key.
You know, I don't know because I killed it right away. Damn, I was starving, dog. I was fucking starving, and that was like that was the first time I went to sleep, like, you know, full, warm, like comfortable. You know, I really fell asleep comfortable, like
You
at
had to be
ease.
sleeping somewhere like safe though, so the mom, if she ever walked in.
You know, that's what I told her, and she's like, "No, my mom doesn't come in my room. She
Damn.
doesn't come in my room. If anything, she'll just go to work."
Mhm.
She's like, and if anything, she'll knock, like, "Hey, I'm going to work," you know, because her door was closed.
Wait, she's already much older than us.
Yeah. And so, and she was older than me too.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, little by now that I'm living with her, you know, like, she has to go to work, and she has nowhere to. I mean, she could drop me off in my neighborhood, you know, but like, so now when she goes to work, she was letting me keep her car, so I would drop her off at
Right
work.
off the bat.
I mean, fuck, after a couple times, she would drop me off in my neighborhood, drop me
Yeah.
off at my cousin's house, you know. But after like a couple weeks, not
like-
even a couple weeks, probably like a week, maybe a week and a half, 2
Give
weeks.
you the whip.
She was like,
Oh,
you know what?
shit.
Just
Just
make
take the
this
car."
easier. Just drop me off. Oh, I think it was that I didn't want to take the car when she offered. I was like, nah,
Did you
nah.
know how to drive already?
Yeah, but I was still like, I didn't have a license. I wasn't responsible. None of that shit. I was still thinking about my neighborhood, you know?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, dog, fucking, so she would let me drop her off. I would drop her off at her job and go to my neighborhood and just get into trouble, dog, with the homies in the back seat.
Yeah.
Fucking banging.
She's like, "Why does my car smell like bud?"
Like weed and
Sabaco.
why does it smell like bud and fucking gun residue? Nah. Yeah, dog. So it was crazy. We did that for a minute, and then little by little, I started getting more comfortable. Oh yeah, after that, like a couple of days later, she took me shopping. She bought me my first pair of like 3 Pro Clubs. You know when you could buy the 3 Pro
The
Clubs.
3-pack, yeah.
She bought me my first 3 pair of Pro Clubs, the 3 Pro Clubs, the blue, gray, and black. She bought me those. She bought me my socks. She bought me like the Pro Club shorts, the checkered shorts. She bought me 501s. She bought me 2 pairs of shoes. She bought me a hat. Oh man, she hooked me up, and I've never had shit like that. Ever had shoes that I wanted, hat that I wanted, clothes that I wanted. She never.
Wait, you got to choose?
Well, yeah, she took me. I went with her. She's like, "You like this? You like this? Try this on, And I'm like, "Hell yeah, I'll take that. Oh yeah."
And you weren't doing shit at this time.
I wasn't
still
working, wasn't hustling, nothing. I wasn't doing shit. I just, I never had a job. And so, fuck, what happens? Months go on.
She's buying you stuff.
Yeah, she keeps hooking me up. Like
Now you got a
a
closet.
couple months later, like her mom ends up moving away. She leaves her the pad and she moves away to Lake Tahoe.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and so like now I got the whole pad.
Now it's your house.
Yeah, now it's my house. And then like 9 months later, boom, I get her pregnant. 9 months in, I get her pregnant. Bam, my first kid, terrified.
Wait, so you were probably with her for sounds like a couple months, and then you got her pregnant?
Yeah, she got pregnant 9 months into our relationship.
Oh.
Yeah, 9 months into our relationship, she got pregnant.
Oh shit. That's crazy.
Yeah, so we moved along pretty fast,
That's fucking fast.
Yeah, pretty fast. Yeah. But it was tight. Like, we'd sleep together, but I wouldn't hug her or nothing. I would like, you got your spot, I got mine. I won't touch you unless you grab me and pull me on you.
Yeah.
I don't want to overstep my boundaries, Like, I don't want to make her feel uncomfortable either. So it took for the longest, like when we'd show up to her house, as soon as we show up, I would go sit on the couch. I would sit on the couch and just like, you want anything to drink? And I'm like, no, I'm good. She's like, all right, well, you ready for bed? Like, come on. And I'm like, no, I can sleep right here. She's like, dude, come to the room. And I'm like, I'm telling you, I'm okay right here. I could sleep on the couch. Don't worry about it.
Oh, dude, that must have been so, like, just like, I don't know.
It felt really good, dog, because then she'd be like, dude, get whatever you want. And I'm like, all right, I'm fucking starving. Can I get a burrito again? She's like, yeah, come on, let's go.
We're running out of burritos.
And I'd walk over to the kitchen and, like, just open it and look at it like, this is so dope. Like, look at all this food and munchies and shit. And
that's why you have all the munchies now.
Yeah, and now fuck, I leave it stocked up, But yeah, it was tight. It took me a while to start getting used to like just going in the cabinet and getting munchies,
Really?
She was like, "No, come on, dude, get it. Dude, get this. Dude,
Damn.
Don't ask me, just get it." I would ask and ask for a minute until I got comfortable, and then I was like, "All right, cool."
It's funny,
we're finally together. I don't even think I ever asked her to be my girl.
Well, you gotta ask her, dude.
I still do. Now she's my wife.
You skipped the whole step.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny, probably thinking like the first time you grab something and she sees you with it, you're just trying to hide it.
Yeah. I'm like, fuck.
Can I grab another?
I don't want to look like I'm starving or nothing, but she knew what time it was. Like. Yeah. That's why like I really cherish her. I really take care of her because there's not too many girls out there that will take a man like that.
That's, yeah, dude.
First of all, that's broken. First of all, a criminal, gang member, just got out of jail, broke.
2 pair of boxers.
Homeless, no boxers.
No boxers. Same socks.
No.
The fucking socks stood up by themselves, dude.
Straight up. Nah, there's not too many girls that'll take a chance on a dude like that.
Yeah.
And she took a chance on me, dog. And look at me now, Look at me now. 14 years later, we're still together. And that's why I have a drawing over there that says Heaven Sent, because I really believe that my grandma sent her to me. Mm-hmm. Because in our last visit, she said, get yourself a good girl, settle down, relax, have a kid. I want to meet your babies, And I swear to you, I 100% without a doubt believe my grandma sent her to me, because what are the odds? I meet her at my grandma's house.
That's a wild.
The day she died, she died.
That's a wild first day out.
Yeah, I know.
Crazy.
First day out was crazy.
And then that set you up for the rest of your life.
Yo, look at me, like
That's crazy.
I went and did all these, like went to prison.
Yeah.
She never left my side. I did some fucked up shit. Never left my side. You know,
Mm.
I've done a lot of crazy shit, and she's never left me. Even though I gave her every reason to leave, never left me.
What type of personality
That's
was
why I
your
got her
grandma?
tatted. My grandma was, she was pretty,
She mean?
she could
Tough
be
love?
mean. She was somewhat mean, but she was super nice, super loving. But she was somewhat strict and mean, you know. She had her moments, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like perfect. It was like perfect grandma, dog. I
Perfect
swear.
balance.
Perfect, dog. Perfect, you know.
What do you miss the most?
Oh man, I miss everything
What
about my
about
grandma,
like
dog.
the plate? We all have a favorite plate.
Her food?
Yeah.
Oh man. I remember her my favorite food that she would make was chile de huevo. And it's pretty basic, but it's, you
Yeah.
know,
But she
egg,
made it.
and she would cook it up. That was my favorite with the black beans she would make. Oh,
I'm hungry, dog.
yeah, me too. Yeah, so it was crazy. So that's why I cherish my wife a lot. I love her to death. I can't ever see my life without her because I believe my grandma sent her to me to take care of me because my grandma was taking care of me, you
Mm-hmm.
know, helping me trying to get through life here. And once she passed away, she knew I was going to be lost because for
Damn.
a minute, even though I already met my chick,
Yeah.
for a minute I was still running the streets wild, getting into shit, going to meet up with her all fucking lumped up with a black eye, you
She's
know?
like, what happened?
You know, going out again, coming back the next day to meet up with her with a busted lip, fucking.
Wait, when she took you in, would you go out like that still?
Yeah.
And
I
she
still
wouldn't get
did.
mad?
I mean, she would be like, what happened? Like, oh, nothing, just, she knew what time it was, too.
Yeah.
Like, you know, what the fuck you doing?
Because
Like,
there's
well,
some
she knew.
chicks that'll like blow up
But
on
because
you.
she met me and I
Well,
was
she
a
knew which
full
who.
blown
Yeah.
member,
She
you
knew
know?
what she was getting
Yeah,
into.
yeah, she knew what time it was. And so she really didn't say much. She would just say, be careful, like, no, don't go there. Don't do
Mm-hmm.
this. Don't, you know, she would try her hardest to get me to stay out of there, you know, but I didn't give a fuck at the time. I think I was too broken because of my grandma passing away that
Mm-hmm.
I was just trying to go out there and hurt people and
Yeah.
do crazy shit, you know,
Yeah.
put in work, you know, and at the time, fuck, it was crazy. All of us were like that, though. I wasn't the only one, and we're deep. There's a lot of family members that were like me, you know, so yeah, it was crazy, dog. So yeah, that's the story, dog. Crazy
That's it.
story. Look at us now, you know? 14 years later. 14 years later,
That's a
and we
fast
still
start, dude.
together.
That's a fast start.
Yeah, we fucking hit the ground running, dog. We hit the ground running, and yeah, I thank God.
Well,
I thank
you
God for
gotta talk
her.
about now a little bit too, though.
Oh, now, shit, life is good now. Um, I like to say I'm self-made, self-paid, but I can't really say that without thinking about her because she helped me become what I am today.
Mm-hmm.
She fucking bought me my first tattoo machine. She
She
fucking
bought you your first tat
bought
machine?
me my first tattoo machine. She fucking put me in certain opportunity positions
Mm-hmm.
to succeed. You know,
Yeah.
fuck, I was with her for 3 years and without doing shit.
3 years without nothing.
Nothing, no work, no nothing. I would go to the streets, hustle a little bit, get some money, you know. But like other than that, I wasn't doing shit
Damn.
until I was drawing, playing with the tattoo machine, but I wasn't serious about it
Mm-hmm.
till a couple years down the
What
road.
did she tell you? Hey, what tattoo? What did you ask her
What?
for a tattoo machine? Or did she just get you
Nah,
one?
because she seen that I made a homemade one, and I was tattooing
You with your
myself.
homemade shit,
Yeah,
dude.
homemade tattoo machine, tatting fools, tatting homies, and then
Yeah.
she like, you know, I told her what I wanted, showed her what I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Holidays came around, and she fucking was like, "Here, boom,"
Yeah.
and you know,
You know what's wild? What they say is the woman makes the man. As in, like
I believe that.
some fools get like this crazy like bitch, you know, she's keying their
Yup.
car, ruins it, his
Yeah,
life, you know,
yeah.
and the fools stick by it, you know.
It could have been like that, dog. It really could have been like that, but thank God she had her head on straight, you know?
Yeah.
Because I know at the time, fuck, my head wasn't on straight.
Mm-hmm.
Now we good, you know? I thank God for her every day, dog. That she
Yeah.
fucking gave me my first kid, you know? And it was because of me having a kid that really started changing my life. Where I like, fuck this whole street shit, fuck everything else. I need to focus on my family, my kids, you know? And then the next kid came. And then the next kid came. I got 3 kids now, you know? Life is beautiful. Look at us. We got a house now. We got it going on.
Yep.
Life is amazing, dog. Like, I wish my grandma could see this, you know? I
Should
got my
be
whole
proud.
tattoo biz going. Everything is perfect, you know. So I wish she could see today, you know, because she'd
Shit,
be
I bet
proud.
she would too.
Oh man, she would be super proud. She'd probably be staying here with us every so often, you know, coming to visit us and staying here.
Damn, that's crazy, dude.
I know she would have been here for the holidays for sure, you know,
Yeah.
if she was here. So yeah, I miss that lady. R.I.P. Grandma.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. But yeah, crazy story, huh?
It's a-
Insane ass story. Insane. Everybody's
Can't
been
believe you
asking
didn't
for
have
it.
no boxers, bro.
I know, right? Yeah.
I've been with
I
like
didn't have shit.
I've dealt with like the sock thing, you know, like same thing when I moved in with my girl. I had no socks. Motherfuckers would stink, bro.
No, she met me with
Okay.
nothing. Literally nothing. The only reason I had clean shit is because I was borrowing it from this cousin. Hey, this cousin this day. This cousin this day, you know. Everything I had was borrowed, dog. Everything until she bought me my first everything. My first pair of shoes, my first pair of
Can you
pants.
believe some people don't ever like know what that feels like
Yeah.
to not have clothes?
Yeah. I know, right? Shh.
One time, I pulled up to this is back in junior high. My dad bought me these hunting boots that he got from Big Five. Motherfucker was a big bro, like big fat boots, bro.
Yeah.
And everybody was wearing like Jordans and
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
Dude, I pulled up in those bitches, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking ground shook every time I stepped. Oh, dude, I got clowned so
Steel
bad.
toe. Oh man.
Ready to fucking,
Say, the only way
put
I
some
got
framing up.
shoes, the only way I got shoes growing up that I wanted
Mhm.
was when I would go steal them. I would have to go steal them, or my girlfriend bought me, you know, like some Chucks. But
From
they
where?
would be so old that they would be faded. You know, you clean them so much they get faded.
Yeah.
I fucking remember spray painting them one time, taping off the white part and spray painting them black.
You ever have the shoes
Fuck.
that talk back? Every time you walk, the
Yeah.
smack back?
Yeah, all ripped up and fucked up. Yup. Yeah, all that shit was crazy. So she saved my life, dog. I like to say that she saved my life. She really did.
She
Because
started
without
your
her,
life.
I'd probably be dead or in jail. You know, without her for sure. Because she kept me from the streets after a while.
Dude, that's a crazy one.
Now
day.
life is amazing.
That's
Life
a
is really
crazy one
good.
day.
So I owe my life to her. That's why I got her tatted on my neck.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Who
she
did that?
deserves that. My homeboy Horacio in Oxnard.
Oh
He
shit.
got down, yeah. As soon as I got out of prison, I got it because I'm like, you know what? I did the most to this girl and stuck by me. Never missed a visit. Just like my grandma. Never missed a visit. Never missed a phone call. No matter where I was, she drove hours to visit me. And she fucking, she wrote me every day. Just like my grandma.
Damn.
Took care of me. So I'm like, when I get out, I'm going to get her face blasted on my neck. Watch.
Man, that's dope.
And so, yeah, it
That's
fucking,
dope for real.
it fucking was a blessing. Thanks, Grandma.
And that's the story.
Thank you, Grandma. I appreciate it.
Of how
And I
Mrs.
love
Ink
you.
came in, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to bring her on the show one day to tell her side of the story.
She's gonna be like, yeah, the motherfucker had no chonies.
Yeah, motherfucker took off his pants, had no boxers on. Damn.
That fool started eating all my shit off the fridge.
Yeah, straight up. Cleaned out my closet, cleaned out my cabinets and my fucking fridge. Yeah,
Clogged up the toilet a couple times.
Yeah, straight up. Oh, damn. For the longest, I didn't take a shit at her house either. For real.
Damn.
I didn't even want to shower there, dog, just because I was like super shy. I didn't want to do
Damn,
none
dude.
of that, dog.
Where would you shower? Well, you had to.
I mean, when she wasn't there or
Yeah.
fucking, I would bird bath real quick.
And you ever got locked out?
Nah. She fucking, she would always open up. She always, yeah, dog, damn. She fucking, I'm telling you, she's a blessing. It's straight my grandma, for real. My grandma straight sent her.
You gotta have her tell her side.
I know.
So
Some
I
people
wanna-
said that. They're like, hey, I want to hear her side too, though, you know? Why don't you have a podcast with her? And I'm like, I might
That'd
do
be
that
sick.
one day. After they hear this one, I might do that, you know?
That'd be
So-
sick one day.
Yeah. But there's the story, y'all. Hope
Plain
y'all
as-
enjoyed it. Hopefully it wasn't too long. But
Let's go. How
there
long
it
did we
is.
go? 1 hour and
Yeah.
8 minutes. Perfect.
Yeah. But
Let's
yeah.
wrap it up.
All right, y'all. We out.